Hello there, beautiful women. Listen, do you feel like you've hit a plateau in your business? Like things aren't moving as fast as they should, or it seems like that bell curve is now flat? Well, it happens. And what I want you to know is there is a good side to a plateau. I know they don't always feel so good, but let's shift your perspective. Hi, I'm Valerie, and today on Business by Design, I want to share the good side of plateaus and how they can actually help you. So join me and let's talk about it.
Hello, I'm Valerie Priester, and this is the Business by Design podcast. Are you a woman entrepreneur who absolutely loves what you do and enjoy helping others, but for some reason, you can't seem to get out of your own way? You can't seem to get out of your head and really create the level of success that you desire? I get it. I truly understand. I've been there too. You see, I spent years searching for, what do they call it? The holy grail, the secret sauce, right? To success. And what I learned along the way is all of the women that I knew that were very successful had one thing in common, and that was their way of thinking. Now, I know you may be saying it can't be that simple, can't be that easy, right? But the truth is, the number one key or secret, however you want to label it, to success is your way of thinking. It's your mindset. It's what you believe and what you think is possible for you. And so that's exactly why I created this podcast. I want to help you get out of your head, get out of your own way. I want to help you get into more profits, more passion, and more power. I want to help you to shift away from old beliefs and release old ways of thinking, self sabotaging conversations, and help you shift into new beliefs that support your goals and bring lasting success. I want to help you design your victory so you can create the business and life that you desire. So, if you're ready for some real talk about how to do that, if you're ready to really make the shift and move into greater possibilities and greater success, you're in the right place.
So, if that growth curve that you've been watching seems a little flat right now, I want you to stay with me. And let's talk about these valley moments or the plateaus that we go through in our business when we're trying to grow these successful businesses, right? So I was doing a little research and I wanted to know, like, what is the average percentage of women owned businesses that earn six figures? So I, of course, went to my friend Mr. Google and looked up this information. And according to a few sources, did you know that only 12% of women actually earn six figures? And less than 3% earn between 250,000 to 499,000, right? It didn't really surprise me a lot because, you know, women being in business is it's sometimes a different animal than when men are in business. Men view things differently. Like we are the nurturers, we are the ones that are more emotional. And so we get caught up in our feelings, and, all of those things tend to get in our way when it comes to actually making money. Now, this is not for everyone, but for a lot of women entrepreneurs, we struggle with those things, right? And we certainly struggle with the plateaus or the valley moments in our business. And we tend to, maybe lose some confidence in what we're doing or what we're capable of doing when those things happen. But there's a good side to plateaus as well. And even though I shared those numbers with you, I don't want you to look at the numbers as a verdict, like, oh, that's probably where I'm going to end up, right? But look at it more as an invitation, because you really get to create whatever it is that you want for your business. That includes your income. Okay. But what if plateaus really mean that you have mastered your current level, right? Look at it like this. Every summit turns into a base camp for the next climb. So at every level in your business, you may experience these plateau moments, right? But it could actually mean that you've just mastered that level and nothing more, right? So I remember one of my clients that I was working with had really stalled at about 250,000 a year. And we worked together, and it wasn't until she realized that through mindset work, right, that she realized she hadn't really outgrown her market. That wasn't the problem. She had outgrown her old beliefs, and she was ready to step into more. She was ready to create more income, right? And doing the work that we did with reframing some of the thoughts that we deal with in our minds, those negative thoughts, the doubt, the fear, all of the things that keep us from moving forward. Once we did the work to really help her number one, identify those things, and then certainly confront them, and then reframe them, right? Everything changed. And she was able to break through that $250,000 ceiling that she had been dealing with for probably 3 years. And that's what it takes when we think about all of the valley moments, or all of the times in our growing our businesses that we don't feel as successful, or we don't feel like things are working well for us. It takes a mindset shift. It takes a shift in our perspective. And it's not about failing at growing the business. It's oftentimes just time for us to really step into the next level, right? I also like to say that plateaus can be God's way of insisting that you take a nap. Because as women entrepreneurs, we work so very hard, and oftentimes we have a gazillion different ideas and visions going on, and things that we want to do, and we think that if we work harder we'll get there, right? But it's not always about hard work, and so sometimes we need the plateaus to refocus, to regain confidence, right? And then to get really intentional and have a strategic plan to move forward, and not just this feeling of we need to do more, we need to create more, right? Because it's not always about doing more. It really isn't. It's about being intentional. Okay, so I want to do just a quick I call it the future self snapshot, right? It's like a 3-minute visualization exercise that I want you to practice and do when you find yourself in these moments of a plateau. Okay. Um, you want to first just close your eyes, and then you want to picture yourself 1 year from today. Picture yourself signing that dream client, right? Maybe your largest client transaction that you have ever done. Just picture yourself signing that deal. Okay. And then I want you to see the one bold move that got you there. Because usually it's just one move, one thing that we get out of our own way and we do. So I want you to see that one bold move that got you there. Again, it could have been hiring help so that you can then focus on the things that you really are the expert at doing. Or it could have been raising your prices, right? See that one bold move. And then I want you to notice how calm your body feels when you act from that future state, right? This takes about 3 minutes. Just sit in a chair, close your eyes, right, and go through the process and do it. I like to do this often because, again, we spend so much time focusing on what's not working that we need to spend time visualizing what we want. What does that look like, right? What is the picture of that? Create that imagery in your mind, and meditate on that often. Like, this is a practice that you can do over and over again, once a week, right? Twice a week, whatever it takes to get you to focus more on what you want than on the fact that you may be in a plateau. Okay. Now, I want you to remember the feeling from the visualization. And then I want you to write one risk that you can take in the next 24 hours after you do this visualization, right? It could be sending the proposal, it could be recording a reel, recording a video, right? Um, Maybe raising the rate on a renewal, right? Take one risk 24 hours after you first do this visualization exercise, all right? And then be committed to that. Be committed to taking that risk. Don't just, write it out and say, this is what I'm going to do, but commit to doing it. Be intentional about doing it. Okay? It's the small risk that provide big signals to our brain that says, I move, right? That's what we want to signal our brain to know and understand, that I move. I get in action. Okay? Remember, designing your victory is a choice. And I want you to start by acknowledging that a plateau is just the pause before your next peak, before that big break, before you take the big leap into your next level of success, whatever that looks like for you, right? That's all the plateau is. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, right? And you can certainly borrow, my saying of, it's just God's way of giving me a nap. Because in the end, you will overcome this plateau. And if you do it with confidence and step boldly into it, then you will step into that next level of success that you're desiring, that you want for your business. It's waiting for you to take the first step. We'll see you next time.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Business by Design podcast. If you love what you're hearing each week, let me know by leaving a rating and a review. And don't forget to follow the show so you don't miss out on proven mindset techniques, strategies, and tools to help you design your victory and create the business and life you desire. Also, if you're ready to talk about the business and life that you really want, head on over to valeriepriester.com and schedule your private business breakthrough clarity call. Until next week, remember, designing your victory is a choice. Start today.